A Newscene exclusive, a local store is busted selling illegal substance blocks from a high school. Newscene investigates.
3 Marines are dead today. We'll have all the details.
Days before Passover, tensions are rising at SCSU between Israeli and Palestinian students.
And another winter storm is forming and making its way out east. I'll also give you your weekend forecast. Newscene starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newscene. I'm Charlie Veramontes.
And I'm Astrid Mendez Medina. Thank you for joining us.
Newscene goes undercover at busts a local merchant legally selling spice. Ryan Sheridan is here to tell us more.
Thank you, Astrid. Thank you, Charlie. What's most troubling about this story is the merchant's lack of regard for who's buying and taking this illegal substance. We entered the 97-cent store in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, blocks away from 2 elementary schools and Lincoln High School. One of our decoys asked a clerk named Iden for spice, and without hesitation, he pulled it out from behind the counter.
I never asked for an ID, who I was. He didn't ask, any kind of questions that would, he didn't ask anything or act suspicious or anything. He just acted like it was completely normal to sell spice.
Spice is a synthetic alternative to smoking marijuana and has been illegal in San Diego since January of 2012. It blends a mixture of chemicals together, which gives users a sense of euphoria. National Crossroads, a women's rehabilitation clinic, is located next door to the 97-cent store. In the past few weeks, many of the young residents are failing their drug tests.
It's becoming more and more rampant. It started probably a few years back, and now we're noticing at least weekly or so that the ladies that are already having co-occurring disorders are becoming more psychotic.
For these women who are trying to keep on the straight and narrow, spice is affecting their ability to stay sober. For Dr. Gwendolyn Taylor, the psychiatrist of the clinic, it is unacceptable for stores to sell spice knowing it's illegal.
And that's what's so painful, is that they're not helping them to get back into the community in a proper manner, destroying the ladies that we have.
With a number of schools in the area, there is a heightened concern over easy access to the drug.
If a child who's unaware of what the danger could be, it's lethal.
We should note that Newscene did not approach the clerk after our decoys purchased the spice because we simply did not feel safe. It appeared as though the 97-cent store has its own security team on lookout. So Astrid, Charlie, hopefully authorities can further investigate this and make our neighborhood a safer place.
Yeah, let's hope they do something about it pretty quick. Thank you.
Thank you.
3 Marines are dead following a shootout at a Marine Corps base.
The shooter was pronounced dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound by law enforcement at the scene.
Just ask for everyone's prayers and thoughts for the families who are affected by this tragedy, and then we ask also that you give us time so that we can sort out the details and get you guys the accurate information that you guys want.
Marines shot and killed 2 other victims, a male and female, both active duty Marines, at 10:30 p.m. Thursday at Quantico Marine Base in Virginia. The name of the shooter and the victim has not been disclosed pending family notification.
A 19-year-old sailor is dead following a shooting aboard the USS Essex, which is home port here in San Diego. Authorities are still trying to figure out if the shot was self-inflicted or if it was foul play that was the cause. According to the sources, the sailor was found in the ship armory around 7:30 Thursday morning. 2 sailors said she was performing a weapons turnover when they heard a shot. The sailor was then transported to the UCSD Trauma Center, where she was pronounced dead a short time later.
A secret document captured from Osama bin Laden was released this week by government officials. The document, dating back March 2010, was written to bin Laden by one of his senior officers. The subject matter stressed on soft targets in both Europe and the U.S. Targets included tunnels, bridges, dams, underwater pipelines, internet cable, and homosexual love parades. It also encouraged al-Qaeda members to get jobs driving gasoline transport trucks. This released document has little operational value today.
A Marine confined to a wheelchair claims he was disrespected by the TSA. The Marine was returning to San Diego from Arizona, where he says numerous TSA officers were unwilling to assist him. Congressman Duncan Hunter is now involved. He's written a letter to the TSA demanding an explanation. What's more, he says he was asked to remove his legs, then put them back on, then remove them again. And his wheelchair was being examined. TSA says they're investigating the situation. A nonprofit organization is helping veterans overcome one of their greatest obstacles, unemployment. Hire Heroes USA is equipping military men and women with the skills they need to succeed in the workforce. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, 32,000 military men and women join the 1 million unemployed veterans annually. Hire Heroes trains veterans how to market themselves effectively while also creating opportunities for those employers to meet those job-seeking veterans.
There may not be fighting or fires, but tensions are rising between Israeli and Palestinian students at San Diego State this week. Dallas Richter was there with the story.
March 26th through 28th marks the annual Palestine Awareness Week at San Diego State. The Students for Justice in Palestine have set up an apartheid wall with quotes, facts, and artwork to bring awareness to the Palestinian situation in Israel.
In the case of Palestine, it's not two equal sides. It's a case of an oppressor and an oppressed.
20 feet away, Aztecs for Israel, the campus's Jewish organization, has set up their own rebuttal wall explaining what peace means to them. They've also constructed a bridge with the Palestinian and Israeli flag, symbolizing the hope for a two-state solution.
We just want to show people on campus that we do understand their side, we don't agree with it, and we really want peace for both sides so that we can continue to live progressive lives.
This demonstration coincides with President Obama's first trip to Israel, where he went to mend the relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu and to address the conflict there.
The only way for Israel to endure and thrive as a Jewish and democratic state is through the realization of an independent and viable Palestine.
As the debate wears on around the world, back at San Diego State, a peaceful dialogue has been opened for the entire campus to learn from. Dallas Richter, Newscene.
Next week, there will be lectures, movies, and Palestinian food at SDSU provided by the Students for Justice to Palestine to educate anyone who is interested in the situation in Israel. For more information, visit their website. President Obama took his first trip to Israel since assuming the presidency this week, where the president received the red carpet treatment from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The two men are meeting for the first time since the U.S. presidential election to discuss Middle East security issues, such as the ongoing civil war in Syria, where both sides are accusing the other of using chemical weapons, prompting the president to issue a stern warning to Syrian President Assad.
With respect to chemical weapons, we intend to investigate thoroughly exactly what happened. The Assad regime must understand that they will be held accountable for the use of chemical weapons or their transfer to terrorists.
They believe chemical weapons are being used, but the U.S. remains unconvinced. The president has said several times in the past that use of chemical weapons in Syria would be a game changer, possibly leading to U.S. intervention in the conflict.
A 15-year-old girl is finally able to go back to school after an attempted assassination on her life. In October, the Taliban nearly killed Malala Yousafzai while she was on her way to school in Pakistan. For the past 5 months, she has been receiving treatment in the UK for gunshot wounds to the head and neck. On the way to school in England, she expressed excitement about her first day.
I think it is the happiest moment that I'm going back to my school, and today I would have my books, my bag, and I would learn, I would talk to my friends, I would talk to my teacher, and I think there is no important day than this day.
She plans to study law and politics to bring change to education for girls around the world.
City College students take a walk on the professional side, how they're making broadcast dreams a reality.
Found out what time TV host is being sued after a man is burned following his advice.
Mom,